As a homeowner, I'm always working on something. As a builder, I get to see what works and what doesn't. Why don't we compare it to brand X and just show folks the difference?
The problem is during the winter, it's going to be sucking in cold air that your system has to heat up even more.
With every construction project, there are solutions to problems, and sometimes those solutions create other problems. Join us today as we tackle a few projects and the problems that have arisen along the way. We'll get started with a unique situation involving floor joists, which led to unstable surfaces, cracked tile, and unhappy homeowners. In a normal floor application, you have what are called floor joists. To run your electrical and plumbing, you would drill through those floor joists to make sure you run to all parts of the house. In this particular case, we used floor trusses, so it left us a nice wide open pattern so we could run all our wires, run all our plumbing. The problem with that was, how do you finish the ceiling? We had electrical junction boxes scattered throughout the living space, which gave us a challenge for code reasons. Anytime you have an electrical junction box in a living space, it has to be accessible. In this particular application, if you put sheetrock on the wall, you would have a bunch of unsightly access panels in the ceiling. It took me months to figure out an application that would work here. One, I priced out a normal drop ceiling, which cost about $8,500 in material alone, not to mention the labor. Knew we weren't going to go that direction. One day I'm eating lunch at a restaurant and I look up and it came to me. This is the perfect application for this situation. One, it gives me access to the junction boxes, and two, looks pretty awesome when it's finished. That's how we came up with the sheetrock grid system for this ceiling application. So basically the grid system is just like a piece of grid paper. If you're to look at the ceiling, laying down on the carpet, look at the ceiling, it looks like grid paper. We measured off the living room and we put sheetrock squares up and then trim out the seams with 1x4 trim. Therefore I call it the ceiling grid system. We're ready to begin painting, and Jeremy from Valspar was kind enough to explain the latest in VOC paint.
Well, the products that I brought for you today, number one is a primer that we need to use. Since we've got both drywall and wood trim, it's a really good idea to have a primer that will do both at the same time, so you don't have to switch between primers. So for that reason, I've brought our multi-purpose latex primer, which is, just like the name indicates, multi-purpose. So you can use it on different surfaces like drywall and wood trim all at the same time, so we don't have to switch.
How do we finish it up? Once we put the primer on, what do you recommend to put on this ceiling?
Well, after you and I talked, I thought for this project it would be a really good idea to bring our new Valspar Plus. This is a brand new product that is not just zero VOC, it's got an extremely low odor, and it's the only product on the market that is approved by the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, and it's actually certified, and it's the only product that is.
When you say zero VOCs, explain that to me.
Well, VOCs is volatile organic compounds, and what that is just measures the amount of harmful chemicals that are expounded into the air as paint dries. And what this product does, they do what they call a chamber emissions test. They check the air levels inside, they put the paint on, and then they check the air levels after they've put the paint on there, and there's zero emissions to it.
There are families that now cannot paint their house or have to leave the house to paint if they don't have this type of product.
Actually, there's 60 million people in America that have asthma or allergies. So this becomes a really important factor for a lot of folks in America. It is not just zero VOC either. It is also antimicrobial, but you still get a very durable, very hard, thick paint film that you don't normally get with a zero VOC product that are out there.
And just with it open right here, I don't smell it at all.
Very low odor.
Yeah, very low odor.
Very low odor, and any odor that there is dissipates very, very quickly.
Well, why don't you show me a little bit about the difference in this paint too? I know one thing you've talked about is how thick this is.
Yeah.
I would like to put that to the test.
Sure. Well, one of the things, like you mentioned, what we've been doing is we've had this stick in there for quite some time. The characteristic of a good solids film is when you put a stir stick in it, it doesn't go anywhere. Well, you and I have been talking here for the last few minutes, and that stick hasn't moved much at all. That's a sign of a good paint film. It's going to be very thick, very durable.
A lot of products promise a lot of different things. Show me what this product does, which gives you a leg up on the competition.
Well, sure. One of the things is flow and leveling, which is very important. When somebody brushes something out, you want to get rid of those lines that it's got. And so one of the things that this product does very, very well, and you can see I just scraped it on the side, and the lines that are on there, you can see that they're starting to flow and level out where they disappear. And on both sides, you can see that. Also, when you hold the stick straight up like that, you can see there's very little dripping. It's not running down the stick. Very inexpensive products, other low zero VOC products will just be running down the stick like crazy.
That's amazing. Why don't we compare it to brand X and just show folks the difference?
Sure, just from a comparison standpoint, you can see the body of this product is not quite as thick as the Valspar Plus. And then when you stand that stick up, you'll see right away that it's starting to run and drip down the stick. You can see it start to do that right away. What that means is you're going to end up with a thinner paint film. You're going to end up with a paint film that will not be as thick or durable.
And I just put it on there really thick and it's not running anywhere near.
And that's much thicker than any human being should put it on a wall.
That's right. No, it would never be put on like that. That's absolutely amazing. So we want to make sure that we coat both areas with the primer so the finishing touch will go on seamless. Before we got to this point, we got white painter's caulk and caulked the trim into the sheetrock all the way around. We also put joint compound on the screw heads. We'll come back, sand all of the screw heads. That way the sheetrock will be flat in the center of our panels. We're going to give that time to dry and come back and put our finishing touch with Valspar Plus paint. I appreciate you bringing these products over to me. I think it's going to really make this ceiling pop when we're done. I appreciate it, Gary.
Not a problem. Thank you, Cole.
Today we are on the south side of Columbia, Missouri, in a very nice home built in 1998. Our project today will encompass a lot of air sealing and a water heater package. So I'm going to walk you through some air sealing today. Now to air seal a can light, pretty simple. Remove the light bulb, take off your trim plate, and then start sealing. We seal against the drywall where the can light has been cut out. Now in most cases in the attic spaces, you can find the can light in the attic and seal from top down. We're going to show you an installation from bottom up, just in case you've got to seal the can light on the main level. Remember, those can lights leak as well and can be a major source of dust and air leakage in your house. As you can see, the installation is incredibly simple, just some caulk or some fire-rated foam. Be sure to have your light circuit turned off. Air sealing a recessed can light is a very simple procedure. Anybody can do it with a little caulk and some foam, and you can start saving money and feeling much more comfortable in your house today.
For more information, visit our website at goenergylink.com.
Being here makes me smile a lot.
It's one place I don't have to worry about fitting in.
I learned how and why to make a difference.
Forum Christian Church, connecting, growing, living.
Wouldn't it be great if everything were free? You really can have free solar energy. With today's utility rebates and federal tax credits, solar energy can provide immediate cost savings on your utility bill and free electricity often in just a few years. So why you have to keep paying for everything else? Find out how you can get free energy from the sun today. Missouri Solar Applications, a shining solution.
Closed captioning brought to you by
on Lamone Industrial Boulevard.
Scott, I'm working with a customer who's trying to sell their home. And in today's market, you have to be a step above the rest. One thing, when I walked inside the house, the carpet they had been there for over 15 years, wore with pet stains, very worn out, very unsightly as you walked inside the house. So I talked to the customer and I said, you know, you might be better off going ahead and getting your carpet changed now instead of giving an allowance with the sale of the house. As you know, it's very important when you walk into a home, you want that presence to be spot on, especially when you're selling a home. What options does he have available? One, the family before him had pets. He has pets. The pets are not a big concern now because they are moving, but they want to get this show ready. Talk to me about what options are available for this homeowner that won't break the bank.
Sure, and first of all, that's great advice, because people that are buying homes now, they want move-in ready homes. First thing I would recommend would be a Magic Fresh carpet. And what that carpet does is it improves indoor air quality. It can absorb odors in the home and it never wears off.
And I never thought about that. It's interesting you bring it up, because once we remove the old carpet and the pad, there really could be an odor still lingering on the subfloor that's existing there, because that soaks through there for sure. So I never thought about that. So Magic Fresh carpet, what makes it different? What does it do?
Well, first of all, it has the self-renewing odor reducer built into the carpet, which will help with any lingering odors after the installation.
So this carpet will really reduce the odors in your home and almost eliminate them then?
Yeah, it'll definitely greatly reduce any lingering odors.
Do all carpets come with Magic Fresh now, or are there other options available?
Not all carpets come with Magic Fresh, but they have about every color, shade, and style available in Magic Fresh.
Does it cost any more to have that in this carpet?
It does not cost any more to have it in this carpet.
Oh, that's great. So, you can get it, as long as the carpet comes with it, then you're in business and it doesn't add extra cost.
You're exactly right. There's one manufacturer that offers this, and it's proprietary to them. Mm-hmm. And we've had a lot of great positive feedback from our clients and letters from customers, and we're just total believers in this. I believe this will probably be like Scotchgard was when Scotchgard first came out.
Sure.
And Stainmaster.
Revolutionize the carpet industry.
Yeah, Magic Fresh, or a version of Magic Fresh, will probably be on every carpet in the future.
What are some other options that may be available that'll help make it even more affordable but still make it pop?
Yeah, you could always go down in face weight of a carpet and save money that way and not sacrifice all of the benefits. I'd say stain resistance will still be a big plus for them, mm-hmm. and something that will maintain its texture over time. So I would also recommend the Derby Tones that has a fleck or a tone, and I think that would make a really good appearance for any potential buyer that walks into the home.
This season of Building for Better Living brought to you in part by Mark Hall Cabinetry, where everything you imagine materializes. Steve's Pest Control. Now you have a friend in the pest control business. Slumberland Furniture. The way you live, the way you save.
Imagine your single bed gone.
Hey, at least it was a bed.
In its place, a queen-size bed frame, foundation, mattress, fitted sheet, flat sheet, 2 pillows, 2 pillowcases, and a blanket, all for just $2.99 at Slumberland. The all-in-one 10-piece bed package.
You could just leave it here, right?
Imagine style so eloquent that functionality is secondary. Imagine expert guidance and a process that's all about you. Imagine exceptional quality at a price you can feel good about. Imagine immense satisfaction. Mark Hall Cabinetry, where everything you imagine materializes.
A termite eating through the wall of my home. An infestation of ants crawling on my kitchen counter. A brown recluse spider about to bite my son. Roaches crawling in my cabinets.
If you've got a bug problem, don't call a psychiatrist. Just call me at Steve's Pest Control.
Now you got a friend in the pest control business, Steve's Pest Control. Slumberland's mega sale, there's mega deals to be had, like this 5-piece group for just $9.99. 5 pieces for just $9.99, only at Slumberland.
Closed captioning brought to you by
On Lamone Industrial Boulevard.
Well, the best installation on the market today is the Healthier Living installation.
Today we're installing carpet, but it's not your standard carpet installation. This is a Healthy Living installation. Scott, can you tell us the difference between a standard installation and a Healthy Living install?
Sure. The Healthier Living installation just takes some extra care and extra steps to ensure that we minimize the dust and allergens and microorganisms that get released into there during carpet removal. We also vacuum the subfloor with a EPA certified HEPA vacuum.
Okay.
And then we coat the subfloor with an antimicrobial that diminishes allergens and mold and mildew. And we install an antimicrobial cushion. Then we install the carpet and vacuum when we're done.
Well, let's show everyone what it means to have a standard install and then the difference with the Healthy Living install. We'll just pull this carpet back.
The main difference with standard installation is they only broom sweep the subfloor, and then they lay down a regular cushion and stretch the carpet in. The Healthier Living installation, after we've masked off the non-work areas of the home.
Oh, so you're going to get tape and plastic and you're going to tape off all the areas where there's not carpet.
That's right. Any places not getting carpet gets masked off to minimize the dust.
To the rest of the home, which is wonderful in this particular case. The homeowner wants to try to sell this home, so it's good to make sure that the rest of the house stays clean.
That's right.
Okay.
So if you look here at the subfloor, you can see the dust on the surface of it and also along the perimeters. It's very heavy, and broom sweeping will get some of that, but when we vacuum this with the HEPA vac, it's going to get it very clean. And then
so you guys use an actual HEPA vacuum cleaner to vacuum this whole area?
Yes, and it's certified for lead removal, and it's a top of the line HEPA vac.
Well, that's outstanding. This homeowner has pets, and so that's going to be helpful for that too. So those allergens and dust mites and everything just get completely out of here.
After we vacuum the subfloor, then we coat the subfloor with an antimicrobial spray called Healthinex. And what that's designed to do is to kill any remaining microorganisms. It coats the subfloor and protects the floor from future spills.
So there's not going to be any mold or mildew or anything on this floor once you put the new carpet down?
Yeah, now if there's a source of moisture coming from the outside or from another water source, that could create mold and mildew growth. So we want to make sure that there's none of that going on.
So as long as it stays dry in here, we're going to be good to go.
Right.
Okay. That's right. Do you do any sort of moisture test or reading before you install the carpet, or is that necessary in this case?
Typically not with carpet, but if we suspect there's a high moisture problem, which there's going to be clues to that, we will.
Fantastic. Anything else about the Healthy Living install that would really want everybody to have this in their home?
Yeah, the cushion has a spill block on the top, so it keeps the spills from getting down to your subfloor and into the sponge part of the cushion. So that can really help reduce odors from spills.
I've kind of noticed that this carpet pad has a little bit of a coverage on it, but I also noticed that over time it's kind of gotten through anyway. In your particular case, does that pad last a little longer than this?
Yeah, the pad's actually guaranteed for life. And it is such a dense, firm pad that it doubles your wear and texture warranties on your carpet. So if you had a carpet that had a 10-year texture retention, in combination with the pad, it makes it a 20-year warranty.
That's outstanding. So in this particular case, just having the pad alone is going to extend the warranty of your carpet and extend the life of your carpet.
That's right, because most people know that the better the pad you have, the better your carpet's going to perform, and it'll look new longer.
And then the future homeowner can remove the carpet. If 20 years down the line they don't like the carpet anymore, they can remove the carpet but leave the pad.
That's right. They will not have to replace their pad.
Does he have to have the Magic Fresh carpet with the Healthy Living install?
No, we do the Healthier Living installation with any carpet.
Appreciate all your help, Scott.
No problem.
This season of Building for Better Living brought to you in part by Nancy Allison, Shelter Insurance. We're your shield, we're your shelter. Carpet One, beautiful, made affordable.
Allergies? Carpet One Floor and Home just made carpet installation healthier. Our new Healthier Living installation minimizes dust, mold, and allergens. Better than home centers, it's antimicrobial, hypoallergenic, simply cleaner. Breathe easier. You'll love it. A healthier installation exclusively at Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful. Made affordable.
We're Shelter Insurance.
We know you don't stay in business for more than 60 years unless you treat customers right.
We think insurance is better when it relies as much on humanity as it does on technology.
And we know what the weather is like in your area because we live in your area.
Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Get the insurance coverage you need at the right price. Call Nancy Allison today.
Scout is going through a stage. She loves to flush her toys down the toilet. So when the toilet backed up, I called my mom and said, "Help." She said, "Call Mr. Reuter Plumbing." Mr. Reuter showed up on time. They were courteous and professional, nice and neat, and did a great job. I can see why people refer Mr. Reuter. Now it's my turn. Call Mr. Reuter.
Closed captioning brought to you by
On Lamone Industrial Boulevard.
As energy becomes more expensive and as consumption rises, local utility companies are looking for new ways to make new construction homes more energy efficient. Power companies are adopting principles behind the International Energy Efficiency Code dealing with HVAC systems, specifically duct leakage. And there's only one way to test for duct leakage, and that's duct blasting. Scott, can you tell me how the duct blaster works?
Absolutely. There's two main parts. You've got the fan, which connects to a return, and you've got the pressure reader. We hook a hose that goes straight from the fan to the pressure reader, and another hose that'll run to another return in the system. It connects actually inside of the ductwork to read what the pressure is inside of it. Once we hit 25 pascals, we read how many cubic feet per minute are leaking out.
So you guys are going to go around and every exit or entry point, you're going to seal that up with tape or foam to make sure that this has a good pressure to it.
Exactly. We'll usually use foam pads on the supplies and we'll tape off the returns.
So when you say duct blasting, it makes it sound like you're going to just blast something. Really what it's doing is testing the pressure inside the actual ductwork versus the outside.
Absolutely.
Pressure.
We pressurize it to 25 pascals and read how many cubic feet per minute of leakage is actually occurring.
Just to make sure that there's no way for the air to get out, so you're actually testing true leakage.
Yep.
Well, why don't we get this system going and let's see how this system rates. Now, how many square feet are in this home?
It's about 1,900, so we're looking at just short of 120 cubic feet per minute leakage. If it's over that,
be under that number.
Exactly. If it's over that, it's not going to pass. I can fire it up right now. You can see it's about 99. 99 cubic feet per minute are leaking out, so this one passes.
So now this is for a new construction home, which is great because there's no sheetrock on the walls. They have an opportunity, if there's a big leakage issue, to go up there and fix the problem now. 5 years ago, they weren't doing that. They were putting the duct system up. There wasn't any code or any regulation to say, hey, you got to check this first.
I think it's something that caught up with them at the end of the housing boom, where they were building them too quickly and they just weren't putting the time in to actually sealing them up.
And now that saving money is a key issue, this is key to starting that for everybody new across the board. The great thing is you can adopt this into an existing home. So those homes built 5 years ago can go back and fix this.
Absolutely, and when they're in the attic or crawl space, those are the areas where we can actually reach the ductwork. When you see them in the walls, you never know where. If you look right over here, you see the wire that's running through these 2x4s. Right here, this is going to come down through these 2x4s, and if this is not sealed up, you're going to have leakage all the way through the sides.
Because normally they don't insulate interior walls.
That's right. So if this was done after the drywall was up, you may never find where that leakage point is.
And one of the biggest changes too that have come around is that now all this ductwork that runs in the attic has to be completely covered with insulation. And the new code says you have to have all of it covered. You can't just go up to the side of it anymore. That will help with this air leakage.
It will, and what the insulation that will help with that is the blown cellulose. It'll provide the air barrier. The fiberglass batting is just going to provide the insulation to it. Hopefully the ductwork is low enough that it will completely get covered by the insulation.
So right now we don't have all that, so there could be a little bit of leakage due to we haven't insulated everything up there. So, and what's awesome is you can do this in existing homes as well. Like you said, 5 years ago, 50 years ago, if you can get to that ductwork, you can probably seal something up and make a change. What would you say is the biggest savings to doing that?
5 to 10% is very common to see on sealing up ductwork.
So if a person averages $2,000 a year in utility costs on their HVAC, they're going to save $200 just by doing a simple duct blasting test and maybe some simple air sealing.
It really is a big difference to do. I think it's overlooked by a lot of people, but it's one of the main areas to focus on is how is that air circulating around your house.
Duct blasting, just one more way that you can do a little change now to make a big difference later. I can already tell you that that's missing a hole. The subfloor was installed incorrectly when they first originally built this house, so now there's cracked tile everywhere.
This is the most popular. Here is the black walnut.